Good day everyone. Our presentation is entitled Explaining the Why, a comparative study of porqua tales across culture. So in this report, we will discuss a special type of folktale called porqua tales. These stories attempt to explain the reasons behind certain characteristics of animals, natural phenomena, or features of the environment. We will also explore how different cultures use storytelling to explain the natural world and how these stories reflect their beliefs, creativity, and traditions. Since ancient times, people have always been curious about the natural world around them. They observe animals, plants, and natural events, and they often ask questions such as, why do animals behave in certain ways? Or, why do natural features look the way they do? Before the development of scientific explanations, people relied on stories and imaginations to answer these questions. Communities created narratives that explained these mysteries in creative and meaningful ways. These stories were passed down from generation to generation and eventually became part of their cultural traditions and folklore. The term pourquoi comes from the French word meaning why. Because of this, pourquoi tales are stories that attempt to answer why questions about nature. These tales explain why certain animals have particular traits, why natural events occur, or why certain features of the environment exist. For example, some stories explains why mosquitoes buzz in people's ears, why the turtle has a cracked shell, or why the sun and the moon live in the sky. These stories are considered part of folklore, and they were originally shared through oral storytelling, meaning they were told verbally before they were written down. Porqua tales have several common characteristics. First, they often include animals, plants, or natural elements as characters. These characters play important roles in explaining the origin of certain traits or behavior. Second, the characters in these stories may talk, think, and act like humans. This makes the stories more engaging and easier for listeners, especially children, to understand. Another feature is that these tales provide imaginative explanations of natural events rather than the scientific ones. Lastly, porqua tales were usually passed down through oral tradition, meaning they were told from one generation to another before they were recorded in written form.
Now let's proceed to the purpose of this comparative analysis. Comparing porcua tales in different countries and cultures serves several purposes. One is cultural awareness. It helps individuals understand and appreciate the diversity of cultures by exploring stories that reflect different customs and beliefs. So, comparing these stories allows us to recognize and understand the unique customs, beliefs, and traditions of various cultures. It also broadens our perspective by showing how different societies explain natural phenomena, origins, and moral lessons through storytelling. So these porqua tales, it serves as windows into the cultural identity of different peoples. Um, it also tackles that learning about these stories fosters respect and appreciation for cultural diversity. Next purpose would be for educational purposes. It provides an educational opportunity to learn about the history, values, and traditions of different cultures through storytelling. So these porqua tales, are rich sources of cultural history, values, and traditions. It serves as teaching tools that introduce learners to the worldview, history, and moral lessons of different societies. It is Storytelling is an engaging way to learn about cultural backgrounds, and it is also recommended that comparing tales can be integrated into educational curricula to enhance cultural literacy. The third purpose would be for cultural identity. It contributes to the preservation and transmission of cultural identity by showcasing that continuity of storytelling practices across generations. So, Porqua tales help preserve and transmit a community's cultural identity across generations. They also reflect the collective understanding of origins and values that define um, a group's sense of self. Storytelling also acts as a cultural anchor, maintaining traditions in the face of change. And sharing these stories is important because it fosters pride and continuity within communities. So, our last purpose for this comparative analysis is for global understanding. It enhances global understanding and appreciation for cultural differences, promoting a more interconnected and tolerant world. So, comparing these stories from different cultures promote appreciation for the diversity of human expression. It also encourages dialogue and mutual respect, contributing to a more interconnected and tolerant world. So, the um, ang understanding ng similarities and differences sa storytelling is nakakatulong para i-break down yung stereotypes. And yung role ng storytelling sa pag-foster ng global peace and cooperation is also important. So for our conclusion in this purpose, comparing pork tales is valuable activity that enriches the understanding of cultural diversity and promotes a deeper appreciation for the rich tapestry of global storytelling traditions. So, it enriches our appreciation for the rich tapestry for global storytelling traditions kasi pinopromote niya yung cultural exchange and understanding natin.
Ngayon naman, magbibigay ako ng ilang examples ng porky tales mula sa iba't ibang kultura. First, let's start with an African tale. Ang pamagat ng kwento ay Why Mosquitoes Buzz in People's Ears ni Verna R. Dema. Sa kwentong ito ay may isang mosquito na nagsabi ng kasinungalingan sa isang iguana. Dahil nairita ang iguana, naglagay siya ng stick sa kanyang tenga at hindi na nakinig. Dahil dito, nagkaroon ng misunderstanding sa pagitan ng mga hayop na nagdulot ng sunod-sunod na kaguluhan sa kagubatan. Sa gitna ng kaguluhan, aksidenteng namatay ang baby ng mother owl. Dahil sa lungkot, tumanggi siyang gisingin ang araw, kaya nagdilim ang buong mundo. Kalaunan, inimbestigahan ng layon ang hari ng mga hayop ang nangyari at nalaman nilang na ang mosquito ang nagsimula ng lahat. Kaya bilang parusa, sinasabing hanggang ngayon, bumabas ang mosquito sa tenga ng mga tao. Kaya kung naririnig natin yung mga lamok, is ganito yung tunog nila, Zzz, diba? So, ipinapaliwanag ng kwentong ito kung bakit bumabas ang mga lamok sa ating tenga. At ang lesson dito ay, our actions have consequences. Kahit maliit na bagay, pwedeng magdulot ng mas malaking problema. Next naman, let's move to East Asia, particularly in China. Ang kwento ay How the Rooster Got His Crown ni Amy Lowry Poole. Ayon sa kwento, noong unang panahon ay may 6 na araw sa langit na sabay-sabay sumisikat. Dahil dito, sobrang init sa mundo at nagkaroon ng matinding tagtuyot. Maraming pananim ang namatay at nahirapan ang mga tao. Isang matapang na prinsipe na si Haoyi ang nagpatumba sa 5 sa mga araw. Pero ang natitirang araw ay natakot at nagtago sa isang kuweba, kaya nagdilim ang buong mundo. Isang maliit na rooster ang pumunta sa harap ng kuweba at tumilaok ng malakas. Nang marinig ito ng araw, lumabas muli siya at bumalik ang liwanag sa mundo. Bilang gantimpala, binigyan ng pulang crown ang rooster. So, ipinapaliwanag ang kwentong ito kung bakit mayroong crown ang rooster at bakit ito tumitilaok tuwing umaga. At ang lesson dito ay kahit maliit ang isang nilalang, pwede pa rin siyang makatulong sa malaking paraan. Now let's move to a Native American tale. Ang pamagat ng kwento ay How the Chipmunk Got Its Stripes, nina Joseph Brookach at James Brookach. Sa kwentong ito, may isang bear na sobrang mayabang at naniniwala na kaya niyang gawin ang kahit ano. Narinig ito ng isang maliit na chipmunk, kaya tinanong niya ang bear kung kaya ba nitong pigilan ang pagsikat ng araw. Siyempre, sinabi ng bear na kaya niya, pero nang dumating ang umaga, sumikat pa rin ang araw. Natawa ang chipmunk at tinokso ang bear. Dahil dito, nagalit ang bear at hinabol siya. Habang tumatakas ang chipmunk papunta sa kanyang lungga, nakalmot ng bear ang kanyang likod. Ayon sa kwento, iyon ang dahilan kung bakit may 3 stripes ang chipmunk hanggang ngayon. At ang lesson dito ay, hindi dapat maging mayabang at dapat igalang ang iba kahit mas maliit sila. Finally, pumunta naman tayo sa isang Philippine folktale na pinamagatang Why the Sky is High. Ayon sa kwento, noong unang panahon ay napakababa ng langit kaya halos maabot ito ng mga hayop at mga puno. Dahil dito, naging masikip ang kagubatan at nagkaroon ng maraming problema. Isang matalinong mouse ang nagmungkahi na magtulungan ang lahat ng hayop at magbabahagi ng prutas ng patas. Sinubukan nilang itaas ang langit pero sobrang bigat nito. Buti na lang may skybird na tumulong itulak ang langit pataas hanggang sa umangat ito. Pero nang may isang hayop na hindi tumupad sa pangako at naging sakim, hiniling ng mouse sa araw na itaas palalo ang langit. Kaya ayon sa kwento ito, iyan ang dahilan kung bakit mataas ang langit sa ibabaw ng mundo. Ang aral naman dito ay mahalaga ang cooperation, fairness at pagtupad sa mga pangako.
Sa comparison naman po tayo. So, all 4 tales follow the same pattern. Ang nakita naming pattern is a small problem grows into a big mess. Someone fixes it and it leaves a lasting change. Like, that's why it happens today. Examples from each tale is the first one, from Africa. Mosquito's lie starts fear chain. Lion punishes it with eternal buzzing. So yung first na pattern doon, a small problem grows into a big mess. Yun yung mosquito's lie na nag-start ng fear chain. And yung pangalawa, someone fixes it. So sino yung umayos? Yung lion. It leaves a lasting change, like that's why it happens today. So yun naman yung lion punishes it with eternal buzzing. So kaya nagbabuzz yung mosquitoes ngayon dahil daw pinanish siya nung lion. Second example, Chinese. How the rooster got his crown. So, too many suns cause drought. Prince and rooster fix it. Rooster gets red crown. Pangatlo ng example naman, Native American. How the chipmunk got its stripes. So, boastful bear chases teasing chipmunk. Chipmunk gets stripes on back. So, yung small problem na nag-grow into a big mess doon is yung pangtitis nung chipmunk doon sa boastful bear. And someone fixes it. Sino yung umayos? Yung boastful bear. Anong ginawa niya? Yung clone niya ay ni-scratch niya sa back ng chipmunk. Kaya daw nagka-stripe yung chipmunk sa likod. Last example, from the Philippines, low sky bumps animals and crushes fruits. Teamwork and sun lift it higher after greed. Sa second part naman po tayo ng comparison. So, all of the stories teach us moral about consequences. Don't lie sa African, don't boast sa Native American, and don't be greedy sa Philippines. And meron din naman silang pagkakaiba. Tales different styles. African builds suspense with long chain of events. Sa Chinese, feels like a hero adventure. And sa Native American naman, is a quick chase. Sa Philippines, it emphasizes group help like bayanihan. Pero overall, lahat naman sila is nakakonekta sa culture with vivid sounds, talks, and pictures to make them fun.
Let us now move on to the strategies in integrating Porqua tales into literature-based teaching. So the first one is read aloud and discussion. Sa strategy na ito, ang teacher ay magbabasa ng isang Porqua tale sa klase tulad ng Why the Sky is Far Away. So habang nagbabasa, tinutulungan ng teacher yung mga students na maintindihan yung kwento through asking and pag-uusap about dito. So tinitignan ng klase ang mahahalagang bahagi ng story tulad ng mga problema, kung ano yung mga nagbago, and ang dahilan kung bakit nangyari ang isang bagay. At doon naman sinasagot yung mga whys. So, pinag-uusapan din ang moral ng story, mga ugali ng character, at mga kultura na pinanggalingan ng kwento. So, minsan gumagawa ang klase ng chart or worksheet para mas madaling maintindihan at makita o maipagkumpara ang mga iba't ibang tales. So, the second one is group planning and drafting. Dito naman, ang mga students ay magtatrabaho sa small groups para gumawa ng sarili nilang Porqua story. Una, mag-iisip sila ng why question. Halimbawa, bakit may stripes ang zebra? Pagkatapos, gagamit sila ng graphic organizer para planuhin ang characters, setting, at plot ng kanilang kwento. Kapag may idea na, magsisimula silang magsulat ng draft ng story. Magbibigay din ang mga kaklase ng feedback or suggestions para mas gumanda ang story. Importante dito na malinaw ang cause and effect, ibig sabihin kung may nangyari, dapat may malinaw na dahilan kung bakit ito nangyari. For the third one, performance and production. Sa part na ito, ipapakita ng bawat grupo ang kanilang ginawa na story in a creative way. So, pwede silang gumawa ng skit o acting, illustrated book, shadow puppet show, or digital story gamit ang computer. So, gumagamit din sila ng storyboard para planuhin kung ano nga ba yung mga mangyayari sa bawat part ng presentation. Magpa-practice sila para mas maging maayos at malinaw ang kanilang performance. Pagkatapos, pwede nilang ipakita ito sa ibang klase or idagdag sa school library para mabasa or mapanood ng iba. The fourth one is the logical reasoning focus. Ang activity na ito ay tumutulong sa students para mag-isip ng mabuti at logically. Gumagawa sila ng cause and effect charts para makita kung paano nagdudulot ang isang pangyayari sa ibang pangyayari. For example, isang dahilan pero maraming pwedeng maging resulta. Pinapaisip din ang mga students ng ibang posibleng explanation kung bakit nangyayari ang isang bagay sa mundo. So nakakatulong ito para ma-develop ang creative at critical thinking. Dagdag pa rito, nag-aaral sila ng vocabulary words tulad ng personification at moral gamit ng flashcards o ibang activities. So for the last one, the reflection and assessment. So sa huling bahagi, ang mga students ay magre-reflect or mag-iisip tungkol sa kanilang natutunan sa activity. Pwede silang magsulat or magkwento kung ano yung kanilang natutunan at naramdaman habang ginagawa ang story. Pwede rin silang mag-interview ng partner tungkol sa kanilang sariling Porqua story or ideas. Gumagamit din ang teacher ng rubric para i-check kung kumpleto ang story ng elements, malinaw ang explanation, at kung gaano ka-creative ang ginawa ng bawat grupo. Let us now move on to the conclusion. First, sa madaling salita, ginawa ang mga kwentong ito noon para sagutin ang mga tanong tungkol sa kalikasan tulad ng kung bakit ganito ang itsura o ugali ng mga hayop. Second, kahit simple lang ang mga kwento, may mga aral pa rin itong itinuturo tulad ng pagiging tapat, pagtutulungan, pagiging matapang, at pagiging responsable. Third, kahit galing sa iba't ibang bansa ang mga kwento, halos pare-pareho ang takbo nito. May problema, may nangyayari, at doon na ipapaliwanag kung bakit ganito ang isang bagay ngayon. And the fourth one, kapag nagbabasa tayo ng Porqua tales mula sa ibang lugar, mas naiintindihan natin kung paano maisip at magkwento ang ibang mga kultura. Noon pa man, mahilig na talagang magtanong ang mga tao ng bakit, at isa ito sa paraan nila para maghanap ng sagot. Pwedeng gamitin ng mga guro ang mga kwentong ito para gawing mas masaya ang pagkatuto habang natututo rin ang mga estudyante na mag-isip ng malikhain at makakuha ng mahalagang aral.